This is the interview with Ben Kindle. And can you tell me a little bit about your experience with the NHL Combine?
Yeah, it's been a great experience. It's been really fun and exciting to get to be here and have this opportunity. So I really enjoyed it.
And what an opportunity it is being in Buffalo. Have you ever been here?
That was my first time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So can you tell me a little bit about like you're a player that you modeled your game after, as well as some of your strengths?
Yeah, I think I try and model my game after Nick Suzuki.
Nice.
I think for his hockey sense and his vision and his 200-foot play.
Cool. Did you grow up a Habs?
Yeah, I grew up a Canadiens fan.
Nice. Nice. Who's your favorite player on the Habs?
Um, right now, a guy like Jake Evans or Brendan Gallagher, I would say.
Okay. You guys stole Demidov from us, so I was a little upset. I'm a Blackhawks fan,
Oh,
but
really? Yeah.
uh, but so what are your biggest strengths on the ice?
I'd say hockey sense and vision are my two biggest strengths. I can score as well, and I have a solid defensive game as well.
Yeah, yeah. And can you take me through the NHL Scouting Combine and kind of what you expected as a player versus an outsider?
Sorry, like,
So, like, what did you think it was going to be like to what it actually is, as from a player's perspective that fans might not know?
yeah, I think coming in, I heard some crazy stories from interviews and
Yeah.
stuff. So like, you never knew what to expect. But kind of once I got here and started doing some interviews, they're all they're all nice and pretty chill. So
Yeah.
nothing too crazy.
Awesome. Yeah, I've heard crazy stories. So, what is like something that your teammates know about you that fans probably don't?
I'd always just say like, I was a top level soccer player.
Oh,
Played high
nice.
level soccer until I was 16. So it was kind of multi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, just before I went to the WHL.
At what position were you?
Like a left midfielder, attacking midfielder.
Nice. So still scored. Yeah, I was a forward.
Oh, really?
I was like a bench warmer, but when I got out there, I'd score goals. It's crazy. No, my coach would never want to put me in, but he had to. What was your proudest moment on the ice so far?
I'd say getting to win gold twice with Team Canada,
Yeah.
both the Helenka and the under 18s.
Who's been Okay, so first question, because this is just a funny one. Do you wear your medal around the house and shirk your family about it?
No, I don't. I don't share my family. They all have medals of their own from Team Canada, so it's not much of a flex in my house. But uh,
Yeah, that's cool family to be in. Yeah. Do you wear it around the house, or is it like
it's in my room. Yeah, just hanging up in my room.
that's cool? Who's the best player you played against at a tournament internationally or anything like that?
Played with it again.
Against.
Against. I'd say. Uh, I'd say a guy like Mirka on Czech.
Nice.
He's always a
Yeah.
hard player to play against.
I got to interview Merker for a very long time. He was very gracious with his time, and he played against Yager at like 16,
Really.
or like Yager was probably like 50
Yeah.
plus. But he said he could not check him because, well, no pun intended, but he could not because he's so elusive. So he was just like flying around. So that's awesome. Yeah, Merker's awesome. Who's the best teammate you've ever had?
Best player I played with.
Yeah.
I'd say Gavin McKenna. I played with
Yeah.
him at the U18s. I played with him when I was younger as well. So he's really,
He grew up a Blackhawks fan, so
yeah, maybe you'll get him next year.
yeah, we're really bad. So, but if you could build the perfect forward by combining attributes like hockey IQ, skating, shot, and physicality from different players, who would you choose, past or present?
One by one.
Yeah.
So like hockey sense.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. In hockey sense, I'd go with a guy like probably
Yeah.
Kucherov or Gretzky.
Mhm.
Who's the other one shooting?
Skating.
Skating, probably more recent. I'd say McKinnon.
Okay. And then shooting.
Shooting. I guess you gotta go with the greatest goal scorer, Ovechkin.
And physicality.
Um, a guy like I don't know. I guess Dustin Bufflin. I think he was
Nice. Yeah.
playing
Yeah, that's a good one. No one said that actually, so you just went up my board
nice.
for player interviews. So Can you tell me about hobbies outside of hockey? Do you play any video games, Fortnite, or anything like that?
Any video games?
Okay.
I like to golf a lot. It's just pretty common
Yeah.
hockey players,
Yeah.
but
So let's say you win the Stanley Cup. Are you chipping any balls in there, or are you taking it on the golf course?
I don't know if I take it on the golf course, but kind of try and spend that day with my family, all the people that support me.
That's a great answer. Much better than mine. I was an avid mini golfer, but
Yeah.
could never drive. Um, what's the best course you've ever played on for
Golf?
golf?
I got to play at the Vancouver golf course
Oh, cool.
one time.
Yeah.
I live in Vancouver, and it's a pretty prestigious place. So
Wow, Vancouver, and you're a Habs fan.
yeah,
That's interesting. How do you see your playing style fitting into the NHL?
yeah. I think I'd be maybe more of an undersized 200-foot player. Can play a lot of different roles. Hopefully contribute offensively.
That was a big jump there from golf to that. So
Yeah.
you answered that. If you could incorporate one skill from any NHL player, past or present, into your game, what would it be?
Yeah, I'd say I can definitely work my skating, so McKinnon skate.
McKinnon skating, nice. What's one skill you're currently focusing on to elevate your game to the next level?
Yeah, I think just the same thing I said before, like the skating part. I think getting more explosive and a bit quicker.
Do you consider yourself more of a playmaker or goal scorer, and how do you balance these roles on the ice?
Yeah, I think I'd say I'm a dual threat, but I'd say I'm more of a playmaker.
What was the best game you've ever played where you felt like you were hot and you were on?
I don't know. I'd say like trying to think like a game this year.
Mhm. Or any in your entire life?
I think in the playoffs I had a few good games.
Yeah.
And against Lethbridge, I'd say like either game 2 or game 4 maybe.
Mhm. Is there a highlight that you watch the most?
Highlight that I watch the most. I don't really watch many highlights myself, but I think scoring overtime winner for my team in the playoffs is pretty cool.
That is awesome. So, what's your favorite karaoke song to sing, and do you have a guilty pleasure song you enjoy singing alone?
Karaoke song? Trying to think. It's a tough one. I like this. I like a lot of Eagles, so
Mhm.
yeah, I like Take It Easy or Take It to the Limit or Hotel California. I think.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one. Because there's going to be like a rookie thing, so you might have to sing karaoke. So,
Oh, I know.
do you prefer chess or checkers? And what's your favorite childhood game?
I played a lot of chess growing up. Actually, I haven't played in a while, but childhood game. That's another one. I haven't played many games in a long time. Crib. Played a lot of crib. Still play with my brothers as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's a good one. Do you play pickleball?
Yeah, I played that.
Are these questions you've ever been asked, or are they just
Really? I know, like there's some of them are like typical like
Yeah.
in the interviews, but like some of them like catch you off guard a bit.
Every prospect has said that my questions are like different.
Yeah.
I always ask. I like to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
What's your weirdest pregame ritual that you've ever seen or heard about?
Or seen or heard about. That's another one. I'm trying to think this year. I gotta think of this one for a second. Sorry.
Well, have you heard of moon water?
No.
Okay.
So
So one of the players, I won't say his name, he puts water out at night so that it shines from the moon, and then he drinks it because he scored that day. And like 7 or 8 prospects have told me it was that one.
really,
So
really wasn't anything crazy on my team this year. I would say. I can't think of anything. Sorry.
no worries. Do you have a weird pregame ritual?
I wouldn't say I'm pregame rituals. Just warm up the same every time. Kind of ride the rink at the same time. So
And like, what's been it like playing in front of Calgary and their fans and everything?
yeah, it's really cool. I love playing at the Saladome. I think it's just the coolest thing
Yeah.
ever. So much history and such an iconic rink. So it's a great atmosphere there, and I love playing in Calgary as well.
Yeah. What's a stadium that you are waiting to play at? Like Winnipeg has the whiteout during the playoffs, and the Habs are just incredible. But is there a stadium that you want to play in?
I think the two I'd say are MSG,
Mm.
New York, and the Bell Center in Montreal. I think the first, if I ever get a chance to play the Bell Center, I think that would just be one of the coolest moments in my life.
It's awesome. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say the Bell Center. I've never been there, but it sounds incredible. What message do you have for younger players who look up to you?
I just say like stay focused and work hard. Don't worry
Mhm.
about the distractions. If you love the game enough, you'll get to a point where you can reach the top level.
Cool. Um, do you have any long-term goals outside of hockey?
Um, yeah, I mean, I'll just say like all my goals are pretty much related to hockey, but
Yeah.
it's like create like lifelong connections that'll last me my life with people.
So, after a long, successful NHL career, would you rather be a coach or a GM?
I'd say GM. I think I'd always be cool to be a general manager.
Um, perfect 5-year plan or ideal 5-year plan for you?
Yeah, I'd be in the NHL in 5 years. I think that'd be a realistic goal of mine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you prefer scoring a game winner by Michigan or dangling through 3 defenders?
I'd say dangling through the defenders. Yeah.
Should have said two. That was easy. How do you handle pressure like overtime or crucial power plays?
Yeah, I think I handle pressure well. I think just embrace it. I think pressure is fun. I enjoy those moments when the game's on the line. So yeah.
And which teammate makes you laugh the most?
That. Uh, I'd say Chase Valiant on my team this year. He's a pretty funny guy.
Mhm. Is he like more of a jokester or prank guy? Or...
Yeah, he's just a little bit out of pocket. He's like kind of a goofball.
Gotcha. Are you competitive at anything besides hockey? And what is one thing you're ultra competitive about?
Yeah, I'd say ultra competitive at hockey, but
Yeah.
say get really competitive when I'm playing golf with my buddies. It
Nice.
gets really intense. We had some good matches.
What do you what's your handicap?
12.
Okay. Like I'm 50.
Okay.
Uh do you hate losing more than you love winning?
I think so, yeah.
That's a Kobe Bryant question. I had to throw it in there. What do you consider the best hockey movie of all time?
Best hockey. Yeah, I'd have to go with Slapshot or Youngblood.
Nice. Nice. I'd say Goon, but that's a terrible answer for that one. Is there well, who's your favorite NHL forward to watch?
Watch. Yeah, I love watching Kucherov, Suzuki. Yeah, I think
Those are good. And who's the best player under 23 in the NHL?
because all the best players were 27. Like,
I'm on my game today. Holy moly. It's the view.
it's Jack Hughes under.
He actually okay, so he turned 24 May 14th. April 14th.
Just missed him.
Yeah. Oops, sorry. Thank
So I want to give you a good answer here.
you.
I always liked a guy like Wyatt Johnston.
Nice.
He's a bit younger than 23. He's 22, I think.
He's 22.
So I think
That's a
he's
good
had a lot of playoff experience as well and success.
Yeah, yeah. That is a very good one. You and Malcolm Spence both said that. You were the only two, so
What's popular answers?
it was Jack Hughes when I was doing
Yeah.
this in February.
Yeah.
Um Blaine Hudson, actually, for every defenseman.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Um Bedard and Macklin Celebrini. Mostly Celebrini, actually, more than.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think those are good answers. I just think, like, with the amount of success Wyatt Johnson's had in the
Yeah.
playoffs, that's like the separation.
Matthew Nyes is actually that's
another
coming in too. He is good
Yeah.
in the playoffs for sure. That cross check he had in that one game, and then I liked the intensity. Are you a chirper on ice? And what's the funniest chirp you've ever heard that you can say in any public setting?
I don't really get into much of the chirping.
Yeah.
I mean, you always used to hear like the one like we'll be working a 9 to 5 and I'll be getting paid 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And the signing bonus was 9. Yeah.
Was that Bowen Byron? I think
Might have been.
No, I don't think it was Bowen Byron. But yeah, I've heard that one. That's a good one. If you weren't playing hockey, what would be your dream job? Is there a team that you'd pick? You don't.
Right now,
Yeah, to be a GM.
the best team.
We'll just one that you personally would love to be a GM of.
Yeah, I'd obviously say the Canadians because that was my team growing up.
Yeah.
I'd love to be part of that organization, but um, I'd say like one of those teams like Florida or Tampa or
Yeah.
Dallas with the no state tax. I think that's a big advantage as a GM.
That is very true. That is very true. Wow. That was a really good answer. How do you stay motivated during the grind of a long season?
Yeah, I think it's my love for the game, just like enjoying it every step of the way, even when it comes a bit repetitive.
Yeah.
I still love it. And
What's your day look like after today? Or are you just
tomorrow I think's all the physical tests I need, and then I'm gone after that. So
okay? Going straight home.
uh, I think so.
What does your off season look like prior to this or after this?
I think a lot of like off ice training, being in the gym a lot, on the ice working with skating coach and skills coaches to work on my game.
And I've never asked a prospect this, but like, is there do you guys have like a specific nutritionist that helps you try to gain as much muscle or whatever you need to?
I don't have a nutritionist personally. I think I rely on my off ice trainer a lot.
Mhm.
He has a lot of knowledge of that stuff to kind of put on weight and muscle
Yeah.
and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, that's a great answer. I did not know that. Is there anything that you've ever wanted to talk about in an interview that you just haven't been able to? Something that is in your game that you think is overlooked?
Yeah, I think something in my game that gets overlooked is maybe my competitiveness and my compete and able to win puck battles and not in that area of my game.
What is your favorite part about hockey?
I don't know if there's one part, but I just love going out in a tight game with my teammates in a playoff game, and battling when the game's on the line. I think that's still the best part of it.
What does it feel like to be an NHL draft eligible this year?
It's honestly kind of surreal. I mean, you're always thinking about the draft and draft day and what teams are gonna pick you, and it's a lifelong dream come true. So yeah, it's really cool.
What are some personal milestones you hope to achieve in your
I think the biggest one for me, I mean, obviously the draft's great, but
yeah.
it's been my dream to win a Stanley Cup one day, and I think that would be just, the ultimate goal.
That's the ultimate goal. That definitely is. If you could relive one hockey moment in your career, what would it be?
I'd say like just receiving the gold medal for
Uh-huh.
the first time in Canada. I think that was just an unbelievable experience.
What did you guys do after receiving it? Like, is there a celebration that goes on, or
Uh, we didn't do much. We just hung out in our rooms
Mhm.
with each other. I mean, you can't do much. I think we had a curfew as well after,
gosh,
so
yeah,
you know,
makes
busy.
sense. Who was your roommates there?
At Canada for the Hunka was Dino Yang,
Nice.
and then for U18s was Card.
Oh, Matthew Gard, nice. I talked. Daniel Ye was right here while I was just sitting here. Cool kid, but Matthew Gard's awesome too. And you've been so gracious with your time, so I don't want to keep you here. But
Sorry.
if you had to challenge one NHL defenseman, who would be your ultimate challenge? On one.
I think going one on one, I think Victor Hedman would be the hardest.
Oh yeah, That's a good answer.
There's good defenseman like Hughes in the car, but it's just so long, so big.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on or talking to me.
Yeah.
I'll send this out and
All right, thanks.